All right, guys, we are at 695 South Garfield Street. I just wanted to start out on the corner here. This is Exposition here on the corner. We are, right in a prime location, but you are on a busy corner with Exposition on this side. Down towards the end there, you're teeing into Colorado Boulevard, and then to the west, the major intersection next down is going to be University and Exposition, right in the corner, like where the Bonnie Bray ice cream shop and whatnot is. Obviously, corner lot, much larger square footage that you have, as an opportunity to potentially expand this property or do a complete pop top. That sort of reconstruction project would make complete sense in this neighborhood. You can see across the way we've got some homes that have probably done the same thing. Was probably originally a ranch on this corner of Gill and Garfield, pop the top, or it could have been, actually that may have been a complete reconstruction, which we're seeing a lot in this neighborhood as well, where people come in and do a complete scrape and rebuild. I think the bones of this structure are actually pretty decent. The layout as it stands currently is a little choppy, but I think that can be easily worked around and opened up. So immediately you walk into this foyer, and to the right here you have a little coat closet. Right in front of us is one of the bedrooms, which totally I feel can be opened up and utilized more into this living space, or potentially a perfect pathway to go up if you do a pop top. So maybe a much more grand opening when you come into the space itself, looking up to the second floor would be, I think, a pretty amazing project to do. The house itself seems to be in really good condition. This to the back is what would have been considered the master suite originally. Very typical space of a 1960s, 1970s build, smaller bedroom spaces. And then you do have this little patio door which opens out onto the backyard. Let's see, I don't know if I can get this open right now, but if not, let's take a peek out here. So you've got some really nice mature trees on the property, which I would definitely try to work around those if possible. Those are a big asset. Radiant heat throughout, and you'll see on these baseboard heaters, that's something that you could definitely look at upgrading and removing that system. I feel like gas forced air and central AC are much more desirable in this current market. So you've got a full bath with dual vanities here, a good amount of space. We've got a little built-in on the other side of that entry closet, and then this would be the third forward bedroom, which has a very typical standard closet. We've got original hardwood floors in here. This corner faces east and north. This bedroom would be facing north, or this bathroom, I'm sorry. This bedroom would be facing north and west. And then this bedroom would be facing west. So coming into the living space, nice large open area. This was probably an addition to the property to expand the living space, which again, I feel is definitely like good square footage, but something could be done with this to really integrate the spaces. And then you do have a walkout to your backyard. Really great space here. And then your driveway is sideways off of Exposition to an oversized 2-car garage, and I'll take you into that here in a second. You do have an evaporative air conditioner on the roof here. I believe I wasn't able to find the mechanical system for the heating. It's probably on a boiler water system, and that actually might be located down in the crawl space below. So here's a crawl space access that will take you underneath the house. That boiler is likely down under there, and those whoa, excuse me. Those boiler systems can last quite a long time, so those are nice, hefty, durable systems. I'm gonna go back into the house. I'm gonna take my shoes off, actually. And then, so this part of the addition is the connection of the garage space. I imagine this would have originally been detached. You can see the original brick here. There's a side access around the garage. And then two-car garage here. We've got a good amount of additional storage space here. There is no alley behind, so you would have some turnaround clearance here with the driveway to get out onto Exposition pretty easily. And I think I do, yeah, that's a nice advantage for this particular location because, as I mentioned, Exposition can be busier and it would be, I think, a little harder if you had to back out of the driveway. So this gives you some turnaround radius to go out forward. So good space here, and then there's a good amount of setback from the street. I don't know if you saw, we have an RV parked right here on the side of the house, or camper. Attic access right here. And then side yard access. And this is looking to the front of the house. And this is going to be the direction of east and south. This landing area feels like a kind of a mudroom storage area. You've got some closet storage space here, a really large area to do some sort of mudroom. Washer, dryer, some utility purpose, secondary refrigerator is stored in here. And then you walk immediately into the kitchen. This is a 3/4 shower and bath, which would serve access to the living spaces. And then the kitchen is an L shape that wraps around to the front of the house and then reconnects. You can see the front door there. You know, so really as the space is set up, it's front entry here, designated dining, living space, additional living space, and then kitchen, which connects in the L shape around the corner. And then the integration of this space as well. I feel like the bones here are really, really solid. I think there can be some really nice reworking of the space and potentially also, you know, creating a master suite, a luxurious master suite. I think there's room to expand out into the backyard, but I feel like this particular lot would take better advantage if this was a secondary pop top where you moved upward. And, you know, there's plenty of space to rework here that I feel that would make sense, especially the price point, kind of in that golden price point where this obviously needs some renovations and work. And the sweet spot is kind of there for this property. So, yep, that is it. I'm sorry I couldn't get into the mechanicals for the